G'day viewers, well here's a bit of trivia for you. On June 9th, 2006, I uploaded my first ever video to YouTube. And yes, that means I've now officially been on YouTube for more than 2 years. Initially I was going to let this anniversary just sort of slide by without commenting on it, but then I thought about it and I thought I would mark it. Well, obviously, because I'm talking about it now, I've decided to make something of my anniversary. I spent a bit of time thinking of what to make of it, and I decided, seeing I'm frequently asked for advice on how to get ahead on YouTube, how to be successful on YouTube, despite the fact any rational person would see that I'm just a tiny speck on the YouTube radar, people keep asking me, so I thought I'd throw in what I've learned in the last 2 years about getting ahead on YouTube. The first thing I'll say is, whatever you're doing, whatever you hope to achieve on YouTube, it's got to be about you. The drive to do it has to come from within. If you think you're doing it for someone else, to be popular for someone else, eventually you're not going to be able to keep it up. You really have to get some reward just in and of doing the videos themselves, or else you're going to run out of steam, because it gets hard, trust me, to keep going in the face of the setbacks that are inevitably going to happen. If doing the videos themselves doesn't do something for you, make you feel good, give you a creative outlet, make you think you're improving whatever it is you're doing somehow, if that doesn't come from within, then it's going to get too hard to keep up. So always remember that. It's not, well actually it is self-centered. I was going to say it's not self-centered, but it is, but in a good way. If it means something to you, you have a way better chance of doing something that means something to other people long term. For instance, in my first year, the single most common question I got was, would you give up doing this if you don't get famous soon? And I used to confidently answer, no, I'm doing this for myself and I'm having fun, and I'd only quit if it stopped being fun. And I'll admit, there are days I had to convince myself of that answer, because yes, quite frankly, I think a lot of the people who got a lot of attention on YouTube really don't deserve it. They're not doing anything particularly interesting or worthwhile. They got lucky. Hey, that's the way it goes. It's actually far more important to look at yourself and what you're doing rather than look at what you don't have, what someone else has, because that jealousy will just eat away at you. It's kind of nice, after 2 years I now know I was telling the truth, that I wasn't going to pack it in. Part of that is realizing you can't keep your audience happy all the time, for a couple of reasons. When people start saying you should be doing that or you shouldn't be doing that, it's always worthwhile listening, but don't change what feels right to you just because of what someone else said. And I'll give you 2 reasons for not being dictated to by crowds. First, people are dumb as shit and don't know what they want. And I'm kind of joking there, but it's also true. And the second point is, there's no one thing, one person that is your audience. Your audience isn't one whole thing. It's a bunch of individuals. If I asked 5 different people what it is I should be doing, I'd get 6 completely conflicting answers. So it's worth listening, but only take on board what you want. You can't take on board stuff you disagree with if you want to stay sane. Now, my second bit of advice for people who want to be famous on YouTube is a bit of advice a lot of people really aren't willing to hear, but you need to hear it. You want to be famous on YouTube? Take a good, hard look at yourself and answer honestly. Are you doing anything that is worth being famous over? The sense of entitlement that some people have stuns me. It's like, hey, I put videos up. Why isn't everyone subscribing to me? It should have just happened. You have to earn it. And the really hard, tough thing is, sometimes you can be doing really good work and not getting a lot of recognition. You have to be in it for the long haul. But really, the world would be well served if a few more people could just answer that question honestly. Like, really? Do I actually deserve to have any more subscribers? My third bit of advice is be ready for disappointment and hard times. Being good's not enough. A bit of luck comes into it, and knowing how to play the game comes into it. But if you can't go through some hard times, some disappointments, some setbacks, you're not going to survive. It's going to be too much for you, so you might as well not go in. It's part and parcel of trying to get ahead in anything in life. Shit ain't going to go your way all the time. If you can't tough it out, you're not going to make it. Now, those are all sort of big picture things, so I thought I'd throw in a few specifics as well. People say, oh, what specifically can I do to advance myself on YouTube? The number one thing, and everyone will tell you this, is interact. Interact with people. Don't just make videos and expect everyone to recognize your genius. There is too much going on for you to be miraculously found. By interact, I mean leave comments to other people. And comments, sure, leave a lol or whatever from time to time just to let people know you're watching. But if you want people to get to know you, leave meaningful, substantive comments and show support for other people. And hey, it's a video sharing site, so interact with people via video. Do video responses. Again, real responses when you have something real to say. Join in the conversation. Most people really like that. So do the video responses. Now that used to be a better way to get attention than it is now. Everything about getting attention on YouTube these days is harder than it used to be. Sorry to break it to you, but it is. The volume of people just keeps going up and up. The signal to noise ratio sucks. But doing video responses, at least in some way, gets you out there and lets people know you're taking part in this whole online conversation. And once you start to get to know people, do some collaborations with people. Find people who are like-minded or you like, and work out some things you can do together. Either getting together physically, which is great, or swapping bits of video to, splice together into one video if you're in remote locations. And don't act as if people are compelled to go along with a collab that you want to do just because you think you deserve the attention. And don't go expecting Smosh to join in with you. I mean, getting back to that sense of entitlement that some people have. They think, no, I think I'm worth it, so it's going to happen. I do lots of collaborations with people. I have a few in planning at the moment. I'm always open to ideas. I can't always do them. Sometimes people ask me to do things and they're just not my thing and I just can't do it. And sometimes I'm too busy. Sometimes I'm very busy. But get together with people and do collaborations. A, it's fun. B, it is a good way to broaden your audience. Of course, another good one is make your videos about interesting topics. Sure, do your personal vlogs about what you did today, what happened at work or at school or whatever. That's part of the whole thing. But when you have a thought or an insight onto the hot topic of the day, people are often searching that. I often get taken by surprise. I just do whatever comes into my head. People say, where do your ideas come from? I don't know. They just come out and I do them. Every now and then, one of my videos gets watched a lot more and it takes me by surprise. One that really springs to my mind is about this idiot in Australia called Corey Delaney, some kid who had a party when his parents were away and put his actual home address on MySpace, and all these gate crashers showed up and there's a bit of a shindig. But yeah, hey, what teenager hasn't fucked up like that? But then one of the local current affairs shows tried to make a big deal about it, and that's what pissed me off, and that's what I went on about. And people still watch that and comment on it. I thought everyone was over it, but hey, that got, I don't know, last time I looked at something like 180,000 views, which is honestly a little bit depressing, but that's another story. And while I've raised the topic of working with other YouTube people and having the hot button issues of the day, I'm going to talk about what a lot of people do that I think's complete bullshit. And that's cause trouble, drama. Basically saying, hey look, there's someone who gets lots of attention, I'll just attack them and then I'll get some attention. Hey, yeah, you could do something positive, but where would the fun in that be, right? It really is pathetic. What it comes down to, in the 2 years I've been on YouTube, there's been a lot of high-profile people come and go, and the only thing they ever did was rag on people who were actually doing original stuff. They end up getting their accounts banned and whatnot, and it's like, oh, such an injustice. Gee, you launched personal attacks on people and you had to pay the price. Big fucking surprise, you morons. And even if they didn't get banned, it's always stunned me. What do these people think is going to come of it? Are they going to be viewed favourably by society at large from putting themselves out there as absolute assholes? Do they sit there going, now I've told the whole world I'm a complete fucking prick, I'll parlay that into a job. Seriously, aside from maybe working for Fox News, what jobs come out of behaving like such a complete fucking moron? And as I've raised it, a bunch of people are going to say, but wait, don't you attack other people? No, I don't attack people. I attack beliefs, patterns of behaviour, negative patterns of behaviour. I have never gone after any other YouTubers by name, despite how much of them fucking deserve it. And that's another thing about the haters and their fucking overinflated opinion of themselves. They suck at it. They are so fucking lucky that it's never been my thing to go after individual people, because I would have eviscerated them. These people are fucking pathetic. They sit there going, I just want to talk about that, and I think he's a big booger head. It's pathetic. At least have some balls and follow through if you're going to do something like that. It's one thing to choose to be a pathetic, anti-social, destructive prick, but to suck at it as well? Seriously, how fucked does your life have to be when you go out of your way to attract negative attention like that? I really don't get what these people are thinking. And the thing is, positivity gets rewarded. Even if it doesn't happen straight away, it happens. And at least if you're going through life being positive, it's a bit easier to face yourself in the mirror. And for the people who go on about, oh, the community and it's dead and it's this, most of the people I see whining about the community and how other people should be more community-minded, they're actually net detractors of any sort of sense of community. And honestly, a lot of them seem as if they're that stupid they don't realise the reason they don't feel community is they're a fucking prick and no one likes them. Try being positive and supportive. Just because someone's, big name, top 20, top 100, global, that sort of thing. You know, this is what comes down to me. People say, oh, is YouTube worse the way everyone seems to think it is? No, I actually think it's gotten better in the last year if you're willing to put the effort in. The two people who've helped me the most are both now in the top 20 subscribed of all times. That's Corey, Mr. Safety, SMP Films, whichever way you know him, and Michael Buckley of the What the Buck Show. They, gave me the shout out, said they liked me and people should subscribe to me. And those two collectively are probably responsible for at least 80% of my subscribers. And you know what? Neither of them stood anything to gain. They, they're at the top. There is nothing I could offer them, either of them. And they chose to say, hey, I like this guy, go check him out. Wow, gee, that sounds community-minded to me. And that's probably enough ranting from me for today. Even though after 2 years, I think I earn the right to rant occasionally. And that's another thing, when people say to me, hey, how can I get as many subscribers as you? Try 2 years of hard fucking work to start. But to summarise, how to get more subscribers on YouTube. Number one, do it for yourself first, not the subscribers. Trying to cater to an audience will drive you crazy. Number two, do something that's actually worth being known for. Don't fool yourself that you have a right to subscribers. Earn it. Number 3, be in it for the long haul and be tough enough to deal with setbacks, because there's gonna be bad days. Number 4, interact with other people through comments. Number 5, interact with people through video responses and collaborations. Number 6, make videos about the hot topics of the day. And 7, be positive in your interactions with other YouTubers. Only wankers go the cheap drama route. Sure, you might get some attention in the short term by attacking other people, but what people remember about you is what a wanker you are, and you won't get very far in life with that. So that's my advice for what it's worth. To be honest, I don't know why people keep asking me for advice. Go ask someone who's at the top. Hey, ask Smosh. I hear they reply to all their messages.